Nike is one of the most iconic sports brands in the world, but there is a question no one is asking. Is this enough to be present on ChatGPT, on Perplexity, on Gemini? Is this enough to be leading on ChatGPT, Gemini, in LLM in general? And this is exactly the question we want to answer with this video. In this video, you will learn how Nike is ranking on ChatGPT, Perplexity. We will do a full GEO audit. GEO means Generative Engine Optimization. And you will also learn how Nike is perceived by LLM. Are they saying it's a good brand? Are they saying it's an ethical brand? This is really something important to understand. And we will also give you some advice for smaller brands where they could realistically outrank Nike in LLMs. Let's start the video. Let's go. If you don't know me, I'm Luca. I'm the founder of query.co. We are a generative engine optimization tool. We help brands to improve their presence on LLMs, ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever LLMs you want to rank for. If you want to discover this, you can look at the description, and we will start with the description of Nike. The first thing you need to do for generative engine optimization audit is always understanding the prompt. What are the prompts that might be searched by the client, the potential clients of Nike? And for this, we created a little GPT, not a ChatGPT. It's called Prompt Discovery. I'll put a link in the description. You can use it for free. Of course, you can also do this on Query. The tool is a little more advanced. It's way more advanced than this. But here, basically, what you can do is just generate prompts for the brand Nike. And what will happen here is that the tool will look at the website Nike and it will tell us basically some potential prompts. Now with the tool, basically it goes in a very simple way. It will differentiate prompts that are top of funnel, prompts that are middle funnel, prompts that are bottom funnel. If you are not familiar with this, bottom funnel is simply the closest to a buying or a purchase, whereas top of funnel are more generic questions where you want to understand what is a running shoe or whatever. So in this case, for example, we can see here that we have some bottom funnel prompt, people close to buying, looking for validation, pricing or final reassurance. And for example, a prompt is what are the best running shoes to buy right now? And you know, this is a very important prompt for Nike to be present, because obviously when you let's say you are a runner, and if you are looking for shoes, well, obviously you can ask ChatGPT or Gemini or even just Google an AI overview to get this answer. So this is, in this case, only non-branded prompts. You can also have branded prompts for Nike, for example. Here it's like, which Nike running shoes should I buy? So this is for people really that they know they want to buy Nike, you know, in this case. So the next step after that is running these prompts over ChatGPT, an LLM, or whatever. In this case, we will use Query because it will just go way faster to do. So I'll share the screen with you. So here we go. We are on Query. Obviously, if you want to, if you're not a Query user, you don't want to become a client yet, you can just run those prompts in incognito window. You can just go for that. It just takes more time. In this case, I just added different prompts. So for running shoes, for example, you can see I added what are the top rated running shoes under $100, because the brand here is in the United States. So you know, I ran it on Google AI mode, AI overview, Gemini, Microsoft OpenAI, Perplexity, Grok. I even did Grok. So here you have all this information. I added also this prompt, what's the best brand for running shoes in 2025? I prepared this video in 2025. This is why it's 2025 here. Obviously, we could change the prompt and just put it 2026. One thing that I like here is that we have a little filter here, and you can click on Needs Action, and it will show all the prompts where competitors are mentioned, but my brand is not mentioned. And in this case, this is exactly the prompts where you want to improve. So for example, I can see this one. Are there any running shoes with great cushioning that won't break the bank? And in this case, my brand is not mentioned. So the first thing I can do is looking at the sources. So the sources, they are here, and there was, for example, this article, 7 best cushion running shoes in 2025. And I click here, query will just crawl the page and check if Nike is mentioned. But there's a fair chance that I was not mentioned in most of this article or in some of this article. And you see here, all the prompts that came out, all the sources that came out are only comparison sources, articles about the best running shoes, the best cushioned running shoes, whatever, best affordable running shoes. So there is a challenge in 2026 to be present in all those articles because they are used a lot by the LLMs. So there's probably something to see. In this case, you see, I was mentioned in the article. There's something that could also be is that you are mentioned, Nike is mentioned, but not as the first brand, only as a brand that is very low in the ranking. And there was actually an article from Dayan.ai. I will put it in the comments and in the description. And basically, what it's Dan Petrovic, an SEO for more than 20 years, and what he has seen is that Gemini, for example, has only 2,000 words to analyze the different sources. So that means that if you are mentioned at the end of 2,000 words or in an article of 3,000 words, it might be a reason why you are not mentioned on LLM. There are a lot of reasons, and this is a bit what you have to do here is really going further and understanding this. There's something important, you know it now, ChatGPT or Perplexity, and even good Gemini, they are showing some product directly in the results. And this is also what we are showing here on query. And you can see that Nike is not mentioned for the running shoes under $100. And same thing here, you have the search intelligence. This is query fan out. Basically, the principle of query fan out is that when an LLM has to search online, it will search just some keywords like a human could do, but differently. And probably these keywords, you should try to add them in your content. I don't know how familiar you are with SEO, search engine optimization. I've been doing, I'm SEO for more than 10 years now, so I really know that. But there's something important when you want to rank for a keyword. It's really that this keyword, in a way or another, and their synonyms, all the semantic around this keyword should be present in your content, in your article, because this is what helps you to rank, obviously. So something very important here is really to optimize your content. Before, we were optimizing it only for keywords that human could type online. In this case, it's important to optimize it also for the keywords that LLM might be searching for. This is social intelligence. It's all the Reddit and everything, but this I will talk about it a little later on the video, in the last part of the video, because we have a tool that is specialized for that. But before that, we will look a little bit at shopping intelligence and the product that are mentioned by LLMs. The Reddit part, I'll show you that a little later, because now I want to focus on shopping intelligence. So shopping intelligence on query, what it is, it's very simple. When ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini will mention a product as an e-commerce proposition, basically we scrap all that and we are able to tell you here what are the most recommended products. So we will go here on product. You can do it, of course, directly on ChatGPT if you want. I'll select running shoes because let's skip on this topic. And you can see that the most recommended around the prompt that I used is this Adidas DON issue 7. You have the Nike Alpha Fly that was mentioned 5 times, so pretty good for Nike. This one too was mentioned 5 times. There's something that I see here is that you see there's this shop going, gone, where Adidas was mentioned actually, and I can see that this Nike pair of shoes apparently doesn't seem to be here. So this might be an improvement for Nike. You know, you could just go here on stores. I think I checked this before. I think it was on page 3. And you see the website is this one. So basically here, maybe Nike has a job to do. This is not directly an SEO job, but this is related to generative engine optimization. You see that the most mentioned product on running shoes is this one, Adidas. Apparently they are present on this website. maybe you are not present yet on this website, so try to do the work to be present there. So that's something very important. Same thing here, you have all other websites that Nike could look at to be present. A good thing for Nike actually is that their own website, you see Nike.com is also mentioned, so that's pretty good for them. Dick Sporting's good. I don't know this website. I guess it's in the US. I'm located in France, but I can see that every time they are mentioned, so they are really mentioned a lot. I think they're probably doing a good job at Google Shopping. They're probably very present in there, because what we know at the moment is that ChatGPT, for example, is scrapping Google Merchant Center to offer this product, to propose this product. So probably when you see that a website is so prominent, I think there's really something to do with them. Try to work with them, try to see if they can mention you a little more, try to see if maybe you can, at the moment they are offering only 10% of all the products you offer, maybe go for 20% of all the products you offer. Really, when you see that a website is so prominent in ChatGPT, Gemini, AI Overview, whatever, try to work with them, contact them, and improve a little bit your visibility. And talking about visibility, before we talk about Reddit, there's also another thing. It's in query, it's the citation sources. And here you can see all the pages, all the websites that were used by LLM to compose the answer. So basically, for example, here, you can see that this website run repeat 110 pages were used. So you could click on it and you could see what are the URLs that were the most used. So in this case, you can see that there was this 7 best basketball shoes in 2025, 7 best running shoes in 2025. This is probably opportunities, either content opportunities that you could create on your website, either backlink opportunities that you can work with these people so that your brand is mentioned in there. So this is basically the level of SEO, search engine optimization, but you could use them a little stronger to be more present also in LLM. So let's talk a little bit about Reddit, and let's analyze the Nike strategy in detail for Reddit. So Reddit is important. Keep in mind that Reddit is not important in all the markets. There are some markets where Reddit really is not important because people don't use Reddit to ask for this, maybe for some SaaS, maybe for some very specific market or business. In the case of Nike, we see that Reddit was mentioned a lot of times, 67% across all the answers. So that's really something to do and to work with. Why is Reddit mentioned? Simply because a lot of LLMs like Reddit, because it's real people that are answering, that are giving real answers. So there is probably something to do. In this case, first thing we can look at is communities. And here we can see that the communities, for example, there's the r/running. So there was a lot of questions in there in Reddit, a lot of threads. For example, the definitive guide to buying a running shoe. Well, if Nike is not mentioned in there, it's not good for them. What should I look for in running shoes? This is real questions people are asking. And there are 3 things to do, in my opinion. The first thing is to create content about this, because people are looking for this. So it's important. The second thing is to follow this in ChatGPT, in LLM, with query or manually or with an automation, as you want to do. And the third thing is really to participate to this topic. Go to the Reddit, try to answer, try to really participate and give honest answer. You can work with external people if you need, but really, I think you should work on it. And there's really something to keep on your checklist for 2026. We will see the last part is the brand perception, is basically how Nike is perceived by LLMs. Are they saying it's an ethical brand, it's a good brand? So I'll show that now. Brand perception looks like, basically it's here I'm on ChatGPT. I could go from overview first. Basically, we will analyze product quality and features. What are people telling about product quality and features, about the customer support and service? You see here Nike, it doesn't have such a good rating, 61%. Trust and customer review only 66%. And here, basically, the weakness, for example, is the customer support challenge. Nike faces issues with poor responsiveness, trust issue, while product quality is strong. So this is really what Nike could improve on LLMs. And basically, what you can do after that is looking at each LLM precisely and having a deeper look at what every LLM is saying, So it's really Google AI mode that gives a poor rate on customer support and service. And here, one thing you could do to improve is simply trying to see the prompts and analyze the prompt and potentially the sources that were used by LLMs to see why the LLM are saying that. So this is something that will become very important for Nike. Work on your customer support, or at least work on the reviews online about your customer support, and this brand perception really helps you to identify. Don't hesitate to try query. If you want to see how we do a GEO audit with our tools and everything, there is another video. I will put it in the description. Talk soon. Bye bye.